Let me start off by saying I love a good commission deal. I can get paid the most. We can actually align the value of the project with my activities, meaning for every specific activity that I achieve, I get paid for it. And so everything is aligned. You're not paying me upfront, or I'm not getting paid later like a freelancer. I'm actually getting paid for every piece of value that I bring to you, right? But there's this big misconception about commission deals that I want to discuss here. I get a lot of people with this really weird and bad mindset, which essentially means if you know what you're doing, you're not going to mind working on a commission basis because you'll get paid, right? Well, that's fucking wrong. That's probably the worst type of mindset that I've ever seen anyone have. It's not about my ability to be good. Of course I'm fucking good. The point here is that you want me to invest my money into your business, because commission-based lead gen or sales, that's essentially what it is: seller financed lead generation or seller financed client acquisition. I generate the leads, I pay for them, I put down the money to generate those leads, and then you pay me more for every lead that I bring, or maybe every sales that happens. So essentially, I'm investing my own money into your company through that lead generation, because lead generation costs money one way or another. Somebody needs to pay for it. And regardless of whether you're doing ads, so you're putting down ad spend, you're putting down money towards creating ads, shooting the videos, creating the editorials, or paying a GTM engineer, cold callers, whatever it is, somebody needs to get paid in order for the lead to be generated or the sale to be closed. And so if I'm the party who's actually bringing in the leads, I'm the one who's financing the acquisition of those leads. And so therefore, I'm spending my own resources, my own capital to generate leads for your company. And essentially, I'm betting that you will be able to close those leads. And so do you see how the narrative is different now? So where's the risk? Who owns the risk? I do, as the lead generation party, right? If I'm a brokey and I'm trying to get more clients and I'm going to create the perfect offer, which is essentially commission-based offers, yes, that's a good way of breaking in. But that's the problem. Every single brokey, every single lead gen person who thinks they can do this, and I'm not trying to downplay on those people, good for them. But that's the kind of people that will come to you with these offers. Now, whether those people can actually deliver on them, that's another story. As well as, from my perspective, is your company the best place to put my money in order to generate the additional revenue that you will close, which I will then collect, right? Part of that revenue. And so if you're asking me to invest in your company, because that's essentially what you're asking me to do, who else invested in your company? Are you investing in your company? Did somebody else invest in your company? I don't see Y Combinator standing in line to throw money at you, or maybe they are. And even if they did, you wouldn't want to do a commission-based deal, because now you know that you will have to actually pay a premium because of the risk the lead generation party is going to be taking on themselves. And so you would rather pay a retainer. And even if you did a commission-based deal, it would be based on essentially knowing on the certainty that the deal would come through. And even if YC did invest in you guys, you wouldn't really want to do a risky commission-based type of deal anyway. Now that you have the resources, you would want to allocate the resources to the best of your ability in order to generate more revenue. And this is very common with first-time founders, with old school founders who have not really gone through that motion of, okay, what is lead gen actually? Lead gen, so ads, cold outreach, like that's an asset class. You're essentially putting $1 in and getting 5 back, 10 back, 20, 30, 50, 1.5, God knows. And so think about this. If I'm investing my money into your business, why is your business the best vehicle for my capital? It doesn't really make sense to have that kind of mindset. And the only situation where a commission-based deal actually makes a lot of sense is when the outcome is completely certain. And what you're buying there is not, oh, if you know your stuff, you're going to be able to do this. That's not what you're buying with commission-based deals. What you're buying is seller-financed lead acquisition or client acquisition. So you're essentially buying from me, you're buying financing, which is going to allow you to not pay for the leads up front, but to pay for them later once they have been generated, right? Whether it's a lead or it's a sale. And that's a good deal for me because I can charge you a premium for that, right? So if you had somebody in-house, you would probably have to pay them way less than you would have to pay me as an agency. And so on the other hand, it's a good deal for me because I can then charge you a premium for every lead or maybe a commission based on the revenue that we've generated, which is far bigger than any retainer. Let's say that I would charge you, I don't know, $5,000, $10,000 a month, right? Compared to a commission-based invoice where I just generated, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 in value for you guys based on the activities that we did, either through cold outreach, cold calling, the combination, you name it. And so if you're new to this channel, my name is Stefan. I run a consulting business for cold outreach, in particular for SaaS companies predominantly. Over the last 4 years, we've helped more than 50 companies build their outbound sales engines through cold calling, cold email, LinkedIn automations, helping people build their outbound sales engines in order to generate consistent results on a weekly and monthly basis. So you can find more information on me and the work that we've done with our clients on my website, SDR Hire. At least that's the name of the website right now. And so let me leave you with one last thing. The best version of like commission-based type of structure is one with a certain deal, right? So we are certain in the outcome that we can deliver on one hand, and you guys can provide on the other hand. So let's say that we have a situation where we know how many leads we can generate on a consistent basis, and you guys know how many you can close. And so we know that we will be collecting a certain amount of revenue that you can first of all close and then deliver on, and then have exceptional results, and people will want to return. And therefore, we'll be able to generate even more the next week and the next month. So that's the prerequisite, right? But then when it comes to the actual commission structure, the best types of deals that we've done are essentially, we have, let's say, a small retainer upfront, which covers the costs and essentially provides some buy-in from you guys. Let's say that would be $5,000 to $10,000. And then everything on top of that, all right, is commission. And then each month, everything that you paid up front will be essentially allocated, right? That's the minimum. It will be allocated towards the commission that we've generated for that month, right? And so there's a bare minimum that you actually have to pay in order to stay committed, in order for us to have at least a small level of de-risking, making sure that you guys are actually going to come through on your end, right? It's more of a control tactic than anything else. But on top of that, I don't care about $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 that you might pay me on a monthly basis. I want to make tens of thousands of dollars every month by doing a great job for your business. But you have to have a great business in order for this to work. And so think to yourself, if you're asking somebody to do a commission deal, is that because you are out of money and you have to find a way for somebody else to pay your lead acquisition? Or is it that you actually just want to scale and find a partner who can help you do that? You know what to do. Check out the links below and let's see if we can work together.